In today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 ways that have tremendously helped me to reduce my screen time. Now, I grew up with a phone and an iPad since age 13 or 14, I believe. So if there's anyone who had perfect conditions for forming like a phone addiction, it's me. But with the strategies and tools that I'm about to share with you, I've managed to reduce my screen time to about 1.5 hours to 2 hours a week. And yeah, I feel really, really good with how much I'm using it right now. Average, not 1.5 for the entire week, average per day. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that I think is really, really important to acknowledge and be aware of is that phones emit radiation. And that radiation is highly stimulating for our bodies. And that stimulating effect is going to create an addiction, same as every other drug on the planet, whether that's alcohol, cigarettes, weed. Every other drug works the exact same way. So the way to decrease our desire to just constantly be on our phones is to just take, longer breaks completely from our phone, to disconnect that link of our body knowing it'll get stimulation when it's on the phone. And then I think the second step is really, really important as well, and that is to find out what is causing me to constantly want to be on my phone. What is it that I'm trying to escape? What is it that I do not want to feel? And what can I do to help myself to release that cause, whether that would be, a feeling or an emotion that would often come up that I wouldn't want to feel, or whether that would be a situation in my life that was causing me a lot of suffering that I just needed to remove myself from. And I have also received a ton of help from, different therapists, mentors, coaches to help me work through all that stuff. And, I'm still on my journey. I wouldn't say like I'm this accomplished version, but having the courage to look inside and resolving traumas, issues that are causing me to want to escape towards, different stimulating things like the phone. I cannot stress how that would probably be like the most important thing of this video that I'm sharing. But now let's get into some practical tips. So personally, the easiest I find to not be on my phone is in the morning. So a couple of days ago, I went on my phone first thing in the morning because I set an alarm because it was really important that I woke up on time. And after that alarm, I usually have the discipline and the willpower to just not check my phone and to turn it off and do something else first thing. But that day, the discipline was low, so I went on my phone. And the entire day, I could constantly feel myself wanting to go to my phone, wanting to check my messages, wanting to go on Instagram, go on YouTube, because first thing in the morning, my body had already gotten its dopamine from the phone. Your body then knows, okay, in order to get dopamine, I need to go back to my phone. Versus usually in the morning, what I do is I just have my eyes closed and I just say thank you. I say thank you for my life. Thank you for everything that's in my life, everything that surrounds me, my beautiful home, all the delicious food I have in my kitchen, my body that is healthy, the fact that I'm breathing. I do some yin yoga, and that's where I get my dopamine from now. And then when throughout the day I feel like I need that dopamine hit, that's where my body knows it's gonna get it. So yeah, the morning, that's where we have usually the most amount of willpower. In the evening, I feel like willpower drops, and that's also where I consciously choose and allow myself to be on my phone and to read messages, reply to people, go on YouTube, watch some videos. And oftentimes when I don't have like any appointments, I don't have anything that I need to solve with anyone, I allow myself to not have my phone turned on all the way till like 12 or 1 p.m. And what has been a huge game changer here is to realize that I absolutely have the right to not have to be reached all the time. If people call me during that time, I'll see that when I turn my phone on and I'll immediately call them back. But I do not have to be available 24 hours of the day, or at least, like the waking hours of my day. It's not necessary. And that has also like really helped me to just say, okay, this morning I just want me time. I don't want to be on my screen. I just want to do other things that are way more nourishing and make me feel good on a much more holistic and sustainable level. And then I allow myself to just have it turned off. And what I usually do, I have this bag and I put the phone in there. I turn it off, I close it, and I put it somewhere where I cannot see it. So that way, out of sight, out of mind. The next one is also kind of a practical tip. And that is to feel the inner body and to be very aware in the present, in this moment. And what I notice is that the more aware I am and the more I feel my inner body, the less I actually have the desire to stimulate myself through my phone. So a good way to get into the inner body and to feel the inner body is through our breath. So taking even just 3 deep, conscious, slow breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Even just 1, I immediately feel my hands, my legs. And what I then also notice is that as soon as I go on my phone, I kind of lose that connection. And that connection to my inner body just feels so good. And I don't want to lose that connection. So being aware of that and also making it a conscious effort to, even though it is pretty effortless to do that, but making a conscious effort that when I am on my phone to continue to feel my inner body, be aware. Because on our phone, it's basically a multitasking device. You can do so many things at once. You can be checking your WhatsApp messages while you get another message somewhere else, and then you see a notification there. That's also why I have notifications turned off. But yeah, like doing so many things at once and spreading your focus out in so many directions all at once. I don't think it's very good for our nervous system. I think it can be very overwhelming, and it can also lead to us not really dealing with things that come up in the moment that will then be stored in our body that we then again have to suppress by doing stimulating things like eating. Like eating is important. I'm a big proponent of eating, but overeating and, eating maybe foods that are not as optimal for our bodies, going on our phone constantly distracting ourselves from what is. The next point is fresh air and just generally going outside, and potentially, if that is available, leaving the phone at home. I'll still take it with me sometimes. I like to do phone calls when I'm on walks or reply to voice messages or listen to voice messages. But oftentimes I'll put it somewhere at home. I go out without the phone and I'm just outside and I'm connecting with the real world. Because it's so important to realize, like, the World Wide Web is a nice distraction, but it's not real. You seeing me here, I am real sitting here right now and you're real watching it right now, but the World Wide Web isn't real. And the real world, like being outside, connecting with people without the phone, sending you notifications and being on the phone. Like, so often I see people in cafes being on their phone while they're sitting in front of their significant other. And I'm like, I don't want to judge it. I don't want to judge people. It's too exhausting. But I'm just like, wow, this is really the world that we have come to. And the real world, the real connections, being outside in nature, it has so much more to offer than the World Wide Web. And still, it is a nice distraction, and I consciously, choose to distract myself as well on there, and I like it. And still, I prefer the real world, and I'm sure you all do too. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this video, because the fact that you're still watching right now shows that you are really committed, and I think that's nice. The next point I want to mention is exercise, because I've also found through investigation that oftentimes a reason why I go onto my phone is because I feel overwhelmed, with everything that's going on. I feel overwhelmed with my feelings, emotions, my thoughts in my head. And then I just need to escape that feeling of overwhelm. And what I have also noticed through experience is that when I've done a good exercise workout, it's very hard to feel overwhelmed. So yeah, exercise has also definitely reduced my screen time. Another tool that helped me is sleep, because another cause that I have found that wants me to grab my phone and stimulate myself is when I'm tired and I don't know what else to do. And I guess for some time, I wasn't even aware of that, but I had a subconscious belief of the phone actually relaxes me, like being on stimulating platforms relaxes me. And I guess it can relax us when we are, just doing one thing at a time, like, okay, just watching one YouTube video all the way through, consciously sitting down watching that, or just listening or reading a message from a friend and taking your time to reply to that. Yes, that can definitely, I think have a calming effect on the nervous system. And still, personally, there are so many other things that are way more calming on the body, but you need kind of willpower to first of all get into that. Like, for example, meditate or do some journaling. And when we're tired, then we don't really have that. So then I have found I have a bigger tendency to then just say, screw it, I'll just go on my phone. Versus if I'm well rested, I had a good night's sleep, especially now, I don't know where you live, but in the wintertime where there's not much sun out, we need more sleep than, what we need in the summer. So really allowing ourselves to sleep as much as our body needs. And that's, if we just do that, I think we're already on a pretty good path to having less screen time as well. And then the 8th one is something I already alluded to in a couple of other points, and that is to just leave my phone at home. I don't need to bring my phone when I go grocery shopping, or even when I visit someone who lives close by. I don't need to bring my phone for that. And I also really like having my phone turned off when I'm with other people, when I'm hanging out with friends, because I really want to be there and experience the connection that we share. And studies have shown that when we have our phone turned on, and especially if we have notifications on, we're no longer able to fully focus on what we're doing, but a percentage of our focus will constantly go to that phone. So I allow myself to not bring it every single time I do something, unless I need it for, if I run errands and I know I'll need something to look up where I'm going, or, I need it for the train ticket or whatever, then I'll still bring it. But as much as I can, I'll leave it at home. Or if I want to film a shopping vlog, so then I'll, of course, also bring my phone. The 9th tip that helped me is to understand the difference between outsourcing and micromanaging. So what do I mean by that? So when we use our phone for micromanagement, so we use it for everything. We use it for our alarm clock, to listen to podcasts and things. We listen to meditations on the phone. We watch YouTube videos. We watch movies, maybe even. We use it for just everything. Emails, online shopping. The list probably could go on for ages. Then, of course, we're going to have a very high screen time. And of course, if you're okay with that, that's completely fine. But as I mentioned in point 1, the reason why I had a desire to do something about my screen time is because I've realized that the radiation of the phone that is being sent out has not the best effect on my inner state. So I decided I want to use it less and I want to be less in touch with it. I will also say I think I'm a little bit sensitive to radiation, so that's also why I have this orb. It's from Omnia. I'll put a link down below. And I also have some stickers that you can put on the phone and the laptop that are scientifically proven to help reduce the inflammation, the radiation, and probably the inflammation as well. So yeah, that's why I have that. But then I decided, okay, what can I do to not use my phone for everything? So I'm no longer using it for my alarm clock. I have an MP3 player that I use it for with wired headphones. Again, because I'm so sensitive, I literally get headaches when I wear the Bluetooth thingies, which I still have if I want to dance in my apartment because I don't want to disturb the neighbors. Anyways, back to the topic. So I have an MP3 player and also the laptop, where I use my laptop to listen to podcasts, to listen to music, unless I'm out and about. And yeah, but then also being okay with silence. Like when I'm sitting in the train, I'm totally fine with just looking out of the window and just not doing anything. Or yeah, when I'm riding my bicycle, I used to listen to music and podcasts, and I still do that sometimes when I'm not on a busy road. But yeah, now I'm starting to just become more comfortable with just the silence and appreciating that and seeing that as an opportunity to make it into an active meditation and observe my thoughts. And yeah, so again, though I'm no saint, like I still use these things, and I think, you know, we live in this new world and we are allowed to take advantage of the resources we have. And the last point, or the last realization that I needed to make that really helped me to grasp the importance of I need to get off my phone and making it happen, is that my time, my life energy is the most precious resource I have. So yeah, if you made it to this point of the video, comment focus, because the fact that you're still watching shows me that you have all the abilities and all the best conditions to reduce your screen time to as low as you want to, because you have more focus than probably 99% of the people who are also watching this but have already clicked away. So I'm so proud of you. Comment focus, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.